basically our breastfeeding app, and I'm going to give you a quick whistle-stop tour as to how we got there. Okay, so I started here at LPT. As Jimmy explained, I'm the head of communications at Leicestershire Partnership NHS Trust. I started 4 years ago, and on my first week of being here, our infant feeding lead, Carol Fishwick, came to me and said, "I want a page on breastfeeding. Can you help me?" And I said to her, "Okay, why do you want a page on breastfeeding?" She said, "Well, I need to improve the profile of breastfeeding because mums don't understand what support is available, and obviously it's a big thing that health visitors do." So, okay, yeah, I can do a page on the website for you, but I'm sure we can do better than that. I'm sure we can do a lot better than that. So we started a process of co-design and spoke to a whole network of mums across the Leicestershire and Rutland. We've got lots of mums involved from all our peer support groups, lots of staff involved, lots of health visitors involved, and the aim of the project really was to look at trying to target new and expectant mums, to target their family and friends and their carers as well, and really to look at influencing attitudes and behaviours, because when we actually spoke to mums, what they actually said to us was, let me just go to this bit, what they actually said to us was, well, one of the reasons why we find it uncomfortable to breastfeed is because of society's attitude towards us. You know, we feel uncomfortable breastfeeding in public. And actually, half the time, our family say to us, "Well, what are you breastfeeding for? You know, you don't really need to do it. You know, there's lots of other things you can do these days, and you can get more support from your husband if you're bottle feeding." Lots of different barriers came across, but most of it was that pressure, was around the pressure from society, around the fact that actually you don't really need to breastfeed. Yeah, we know breastfeeding is good. You know, we get it shoved down our throat by the midwives, and you know, it's all very preachy, and actually that can put us off as well. So what they wanted us to do was do something that wasn't preachy, and that was the main reason why we did Meals on Heels. Really, it was something that was a bit of fun, something that was a bit tongue-in-cheek, but actually it had a very strong message behind it. It was about trying to get mums to not feel guilty about what their choices are. We wanted them to feel empowered and not feel that, you know, whether they decide to formula feed or whether they decide to breastfeed, actually, you know, the main thing is that they feel supported to be able to do that, and that they feel empowered with their choice of what they're able to do themselves. So the other thing they said was, actually, you know, we always feel, you know, people feel rubbish. They feel rubbish about themselves when they're breastfeeding. I don't want to have photographs taken of me, you know, looking all rubbish, you know. And actually, all I want to do is be at home and hide when I'm breastfeeding. Well, actually, why do you have to do that? You know, mums don't need to do that. You know, we can be loud and proud. You know, we can breastfeed and feel good about ourselves. So that's where the heel came in. You know, a lot of mums were, you know, some people say to us, well, actually, you know, if you're breastfeeding, the last thing you want to do is wear a pair of heels. Actually, it's the symbolism around, you know, feeling empowered and feeling good about yourself. So that's what it was about. So what did we do? Did a whole load of focus groups, as I said, and what we developed was a multimedia campaign, but the important part of that campaign was the app. Okay, so that's the main thing that I'm going to focus on today, but we did a whole load of other things. This is what the campaign looked like. So that's real mums that volunteered with their babies to come and have a 3-hour photo shoot with nappy changing and everything else in between. The heels, they were all donated to us by local businesses. The venue was donated to us by local businesses. Actually, we spent no money on this. It was, you know, everyone pitched in and helped us to pull it together. So it was really striking. And there's the app. It's called Meals on Heels. You can download it now. It's available on any type of phone. And we promoted it at a mass breastfeeding flash mob. So we got loads of mums from all over Leicestershire and Rutland to come along and basically breastfeed in public, because actually you can, and that's the whole aim of the campaign, was to try and make mums feel empowered. So mums came from all over, 20, 30 miles away, to come to this, and we've got loads of coverage on all the local and regional TV and radio stations. So 3 main elements to the app. One bit is about information, so key information around breastfeeding and formula feeding as well, but it's mainly about, you know, things to look out for when you're breastfeeding, common questions that people are asked. We also developed a whole web section. So Carol got her webpage, but she got more. The second part of it is support groups. So on there are local support groups to you. You can look at whatever's nearer to you, and there's a map. It's interactive. I can say I live in, you know, Hamilton, and it will tell me which is the nearest breastfeeding peer support group to me. All of these were accessible to our peer support groups, so they could upload their own details onto the app. So it was very much about community capacity building as well. And then the third element was a venue guide. So, and this is the bit that really took off. It's a bit like TripAdvisor. So essentially, you go in and you have a look at which places are breastfeeding friendly to you, and you can upload on the app any breastfeeding places that you go and visit that you think were particularly breastfeeding friendly. So actually, it created a community for local mums, and local mums were able to have their own little TripAdvisor where they could update it themselves, and they could have a look what other mums had said, what star ratings they'd given it, what comments they'd put down, and it's really lifted off. And as a result of that, we've done all sorts of things like window stickers for like people, for venues that have been accredited by the Meals on Wheels mums. And we've helped to raise the profile of breastfeeding in Leicester, Leicestershire and Rutland. And I'm not saying that, you know, this is the main reason why, but actually it's really helped us to enhance our offer around infant feeding support in the area, and really was highlighted by UNICEF recently when we got our breastfeeding friendly full accreditation.